Here's how I made this device right here that answers my phone and then actually presses number 9. So I obviously needed to design housing for the whole thing, so I went and designed this in Fusion 360, made this little grid system here, and then 3D printed it. Then I had to figure out what hardware to use for the electronics, and then I had to actually assemble all the hardware and the wiring to that housing that we made earlier, and then finally I had to secure the phone to the housing too. Then to press the buttons on the phone, I actually used a servo motor and a solenoid. Now, to determine when the phone rings, I used a simple audio sensor. So when noise is detected, the light turns on. But the problem with that was that any noise would turn it on. So I used this as an excuse to call DoorDash. And then when they arrived and rang my apartment, I recorded the audio and then I uploaded that audio and analyzed the waveform for the exact volume and the exact duration between rings. And then I coded it so that the audio device would only read positive if it detected that exact pattern. Next, I need to make sure that not just anyone could get into my apartment, so I coded it to connect to the cloud and set it up so that it sends a notification to my phone when it detects the actual phone ring, and also made these remote buttons so that I can remotely control the whole system, and this way not just anyone can get into my apartment, as that would clearly be a safety issue. I also added this button presser here so that if someone didn't want to connect it to the cloud, they could also just use this. It's called SwitchBot, and with it, what's cool is that you can also make automations, like you get a package coming at 9 a.m. You just program it to turn on at 8:50 a.m. and then say off again at like 9:10 a.m. And that way it's completely automated and you wouldn't even have to worry about it. And then finally, I mounted it on my wall, and here's the result. Let me know what you think.